Hello everyone, today I am making a white cake with a raspberry and white chocolate ganache and a lemon buttercream. Let's get started. For today's cake we are going to need a box mix. I usually don't use box mix, but I am on vacation, so that's what I have to work with. Something to bake in, whether it be little tins or a cupcake tin like this. I just found these at the local market, so they'll work good. 3 eggs, some baking spray, 1/3 cup of oil, and 1 1/4 cup of water. You'll also need something to mix with. I have a hand mixer, but you could use just a wooden spoon or whatever you have. Next, set your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, we're just going to prepare our pans. So just take whatever pan you have, whether it be cupcake tins or just these cake tins that I found. They're just foil and really cheap and easy to find. So just take your cooking spray and spray the whole bottom. And then make sure and spray all the sides. Next, crack all of your eggs into a separate bowl so you make sure not to get any shell into your cake batter. And that is why we put it in a different bowl. Next, we are going to put all of our wet ingredients into our dry mix from the box. We have our 1 cup plus 1 1/4 cups of water, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and 3 eggs at room temperature. You want to make sure that everything is at room temperature so that it will combine very easily. Now you'll want to stir your mixture on a medium speed until well combined. Make sure to scrape down the sides of your bowl to make sure everything gets mixed in. Now that your batter is completely mixed and there are no dry lumps left, we can pour it into our pans. Make sure that each cake tin has the same amount in it so that your cakes are the same size. Now that your cake batter is in your pans, it's time to put them in your preheated oven. Set your timer for 30 minutes. For our raspberry compote, we are going to need icing sugar or powdered sugar, fresh raspberries, a heavy cream, white chocolate. I got baker's chocolate just so that it won't be too sweet because baking chocolate is unsweetened, and a lemon. To get started, take equal amounts of your powdered sugar and water, and then twice as much raspberries, and put them into a saucepan together and start them over medium heat. While your raspberries are on medium heat, keep stirring them until they resemble a syrup or a jam. It helps if you get a fork and start to mash the berries. Now add in the juice of half a lemon. And add just a dash of salt. Once everything is into your mixture, turn your heat up to high and let it sit until it boils. Let your mixture continue boiling until it is thick and gone down in size. If your mixture is bubbling too high, just give it a quick stir and the bubbles should go down. Keep your mixture boiling until it thickens. Just stir your mixture every once in a while to keep it from sticking to the bottom. Now that your mixture has thickened to a syrup-like consistency, turn your heat back down to medium. Now our raspberry mixture is thickened up to about a jam consistency, and it is ready to be taken off the stove. To check your cakes, take a sharp object like a knife or a toothpick, stick it straight in the middle, pull it out, and if there are no crumbs or batter left on the knife, your cakes are ready. Now that our cakes have sat for 10 minutes in their tins, it's really important to do that. It helps them just to finish baking and just so that they don't stick to your pan when you try and tip them out. I'm just going to tip them out. I don't have a cake board or anything. I'm just using a cutting board. Now we are going to chop the top off of our cakes just so that they're nice and flat and will stack easily. I'm just going to rest my knife on this little edge that the cake has actually made its own of. I'm just going to saw back and forth and staying on that little edge as your guide. You're just going to turn and go all the way around the cake. And go all the way through. Just lift up. There's your nice flat cake. I've just put my cakes on top of the foil tins that I used to bake them in, just so that they're off the counter and they'll be easy to ice this way. Next, we're going to make our ganache. To start, put your heavy cream into a saucepan and turn your stove onto a medium-high heat. And let your cream cook until it's almost boiled. Next, chop your chocolate into little bits so that they will melt easily. Now that all of your chocolate is chopped, put it into a heat-proof bowl to get ready to pour the cream over top. Now that your cream has just started to bubble, gently pour it over your chocolate and let it sit for a couple of minutes just to start to melt the chocolate. Now that our cream has had time to sit over our chocolate, start stirring it, and at first it will look like a gloppy mess, but it will slowly come together. Now that you have mixed in all of your chocolate into your cream, take your raspberries that we made and dump them into your ganache and slowly stir it in. Once your ganache is completely mixed, put it in the fridge to set up. Now we are going to make our lemon frosting for our cake. It is time to fill our cake. So for the filling, I've taken our raspberry ganache and some of our lemon buttercream and mixed it together to make a very, very thin, almost moussey filling for our cake. But first we need to put some of just our regular frosting onto our cake so that we can make what's called a dam. Now what a dam does is holds back the filling if it's very liquidy, so that it won't come out and won't seep into our beautiful frosting that we do at the end. Now I'm just filling in our dam. Make sure to fill all the way to the edges and don't fill it over the top of the dam. Now I'm going to place our second cake upside down on this first cake so that the top will be nice and flat from where the pan was. Push it down a little just to make sure it sinks in and sticks to the cake below. And then make sure the edges are flat against each other. And now we can start to frost. We're going to be frosting this cake just like we did the chocolate cake. So click here to watch that. I'm gonna do some piping on the top of the cake, so I'm gonna show you how to fill a piping bag. This piping bag I got just at the local market, and I got this kit which has 4 tips in it, which are the most used tips that I use on this channel. And you can also get just a small box of these bags, and they're really cheap, really easy to find. I find them everywhere. So the first thing you do is you take one of the plastic bags and you fold it down on themselves. Fold it down so that the top of the bag reaches the bottom of the bag. Now take the tip you're going to use. I'm using the Wilton 1M, and put it face down into the bag and push it all the way to the end. Now take some scissors and cut around the tip about 1/3 in. And then you can just pull the top right off. Now to fill the bag with icing, put your hand inside of the cup, and that will just keep you from making a total mess. Now take some of your frosting on a spatula or a big spoon, stick it inside of the bag, and scrape it off. Now make the cup smaller by just slightly shaking it and pulling the top in. And do the same. Now you want to make sure not to fill the bag completely full, or else it'll spurt out the back while you're holding it. To finish it off, just grab the top and twist it a couple of times so that nothing will come out. This is my friend Sarah, and she would like to help decorate the cake. And so what we're gonna do is put sprinkles all over the top of the cake to make it super, super colorful. You wanna show me how? Just cover the whole thing.
Oh, yes! Yes!
You can even just like dump the whole thing on and spread it out with your fingers. Now I'm just going to put some sprinkles on the bottom of the sides.
Yes!
And you just kind of stick them on with your fingers. And it just makes a really nice border. Now I'm gonna add just a couple little swirls on top just to add some more decoration. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna start completely straight up and down on the edge of the cake, squeeze a little bit, make around a circle, and then pull straight off. It just makes almost like a ice cream swirl. And there is our finished cake. This is perfect for any celebration, especially a birthday cake. This is actually my mom's birthday cake, so please wish her a happy birthday in the comments. And let me know what else you would like to see from me in the future. Bye!
thanks for watching, everyone. I do apologize for how crooked all the whole video was. It was done in a hotel and I had limited resources and it was just not the best video, but I hope you enjoyed. Bye!